So YouTube has been completely screwing over It'sAGundam, and you won't believe the reason why. So if you don't know who It'sAGundam is, he's one of the biggest commentary channels here on YouTube. He has almost 750,000 subscribers, so he's one of the bigger commentary channels. And if you know anything about this guy's content, you know that he puts in a lot of time and effort into his editing. You know, his videos are very well edited, and there's a lot of effort compared to, you know, other commentary channels. And so can you guess why YouTube completely demonetized him for the last 2 months? I'll give you like two tries to guess. You know, was it that he's a little edgier? You know, because if you know It'sAGundam, you know, he makes a bit of more edgy content. Is that one of the reasons? No, the whole reason It'sAGundam was demonetized is because his content was quote-unquote not transformative enough. Yes, I'm completely serious. It'sAGundam, the guy that probably spends like 2 or 3 days each video editing, is not transformative enough, which is honestly kind of crazy. So just a couple days ago, It'sAGundam actually posted an entire video about this whole situation, because it happened about a month ago where YouTube completely demonetized his channel for, you know what, not being transformative enough.
So I was removed from the partner program last month. That's why members on the channel lost their memberships. Instead of pulling a DSP and screaming to the high heavens that this was an emergency, even though it was tax season, I kept uploading and doing my thing. Just nowhere near as hard as I used to before. By the way, thank God a terror like me has been removed from advertising. And now all those Chinese phone games can feel safe at night. Honestly, it was my mistake. I know this algorithm is always looking to catch me doing something. Like a jaded cop that has an axe to grind with specifically one guy who went out with his daughter on, I don't know, prom night and stood her up. I made the mistake of thinking that you could have a little bit more fun on YouTube Shorts. It was a bad call. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that I was told everything would be fine, and then somehow YouTube still manages to screw me 6 ways from Sunday. It's now obvious I have to go outside of the normal means of YouTube for help, because basically this is an algorithm problem.
And he pretty much went on and said that his YouTube shorts were not transformative enough, something about the content being in them. I'm not exactly sure. I wasn't watching It'sAGundam's shorts, but apparently, you know, YouTube thinks they're not transformative enough, and that was enough to kick this major channel out of the YouTube partner program. Only 18% of the people watching this video right now are actually subscribed to the channel. Don't be part of the 81%. Subscribe to the channel. You have nothing to lose, which is honestly kind of insane. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand that YouTube has its policies, you know, around their monetization, and it makes sense. You know, they don't want another adpocalypse, but this is really ridiculous and on the extreme of things that they could have done for him.
So now, if you want to help, I'm probably going to tweet about this on Twitter. If you have a Twitter account, feel free to interact with the tweet, and you can @ YouTube towards it. The more people that interact with it, the more likely something will actually be done, because this is a total goof up. Losing 1 month of revenue, fine, whatever. But 2, the government's like the mafia. They're not going to sit there and go, oh, we see something went wrong. They're going to go, well, we think you should pay us this, and then give it to us anyway.
And the problem is, with a lot of these YouTubers, they'll remove them from the partnership program to make a change to their channel, whether it's their content or, you know, how edgy they are. And then once they've changed that, they'll let them back into the partner program, which, you know what, I have my opinions on that, but at least there's a path to, you know, getting back into this YouTube partner program, which, if you don't know, a lot of YouTubers use that partner program as a full-time job. You know, it's their only income, which is honestly becoming more and more of a threat. You know, you shouldn't be doing that if you're doing YouTube, unfortunately, because you can't rely on YouTube to tell you what you're doing wrong. But the problem is, they didn't really tell It'sAGundam what he was doing wrong, and I find this is one of the YouTube's biggest problems, is that their communication is so lackluster. You know, they won't really tell you what you did wrong, and it's just up to your own, you know, self to figure out what you did wrong and what you need to do right. You know, get back into the partner program, you know, make it your full-time job again. And you know what It'sAGundam was doing wrong was his YouTube shorts were just like re-uploaded clips, clips of his YouTube videos, I guess that's my understanding of it, which is honestly kind of crazy. And you know what, it's something I'm going to have to look into, because if you know anything about my channel, that's pretty much exactly what I do. You know, I upload these full-length videos, and then for my shorts I just clip these videos, you know, the most important parts, and put them to short. Now, is YouTube gonna have a problem with that when I go to get monetized? I sure hope not, because I mean, YouTube Shorts is a great way to get views and, you know, boost your channel's attention, and that's what I think It'sAGundam was trying to do. I mean, if you want your channel to be successful in 2023, you have to use YouTube Shorts, and that's exactly what It'sAGundam was trying to do, and they punished him for that exact same reason. It's really unfortunate, because I definitely think that YouTube, you know what, this is a problem with not just the Gundam, but the YouTube communication like ecosystem in its entirety. Like, they cannot kick people out. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure It'sAGundam is doing fine financially, but can you imagine like a much smaller channel that uses, you know, YouTube income as their full-time job getting kicked out of the partner program for like 2 months? Like, again, I'm sure It'sAGundam is doing fine. You know, I'm pretty sure he has like a subscribe star or something, like a Patreon, something where you can, you know, support him regardless of if YouTube pays him. But a lot of people don't have that kind of community built yet, and so that would pretty much mean, hey, you know what, upload YouTube videos for 2 months completely without a paycheck. And for some people, that's a really big ask. Like, don't get me wrong, for me it's completely fine, because I mean, right now I'm not getting paid at all, and I'm just doing this because I find it fun, and I think it's interesting to talk about. You know, this is a pretty big situation, because if he can get kicked out of the partner program for just like a silly little problem for months at a time, I mean, anyone could really have this problem, and that's really bad. I definitely think that YouTube is going to have to change some of these systems they put into place. You know, the bad communication, especially on, you know, the YouTube partner program, when sites like Twitter, you know, Elon Musk has been saying that he wants Twitter to be a video platform where you can, you know, make money and get monetized, and they're going to have ads through their videos display. So, and I definitely think, you know, Elon Musk may, you know, he spent a lot of money on Twitter, so I definitely think he's going to want to recoup some of that money, and a perfect way to do that is through a video sharing platform with ads, which will be a direct competition to YouTube itself. So I'd like to see that Elon Musk does this, and maybe YouTube shapes up a bit, but for right now, they're just going to keep screwing over creators like It'sAGundam, and I really hope he gets let back into the partner program real soon, because he does not deserve this.
The day YouTube actually works as intended, I'll lay a goddamn egg, or I'll worry that the world will end. And I'm sure someone will sit there and say, well, why follow the rules at all? Because then I'll be completely terminated. And let's be real here. Nobody was following me on BitChute. Nobody is following me on Odyssey. Nobody even talks about Odyssey anymore. It's like a new site comes up and people just change their talking point.
But that's just my thoughts. You can let me know your thoughts down in the comments. The other week we made a video on how Gideon actually got arrested for doing one of his pranks. This is a crazy video you're not going to want to miss. Click here to watch it now.